Okay, let's now go on with this video. Yeah, so I have this, which is a Helios 44M4. Yeah, this is a, what you call this thing, validating this logo lens, and this thing has come to me for a very cheap price, which is about, I'm not sure, I got a 100,000 rupiah discount on this thing, which means that I paid about 170, wait, more like $17 for this guy. Yeah, so $17 get you something like this. Let me go show you what this thing looks like. So my light is sort of dying. Let's make this thing normal again. Okay, and let's shoot this video from this side, so I can actually, now I actually have a gimbal, which is the Zhiyun Crane M2 again, which I bought for the third time now. And now I have this lighting, so I can actually see what I'm doing. Now let's take the lens off my body. I do not have an EOS body cap, but I do have a lens cap. So because I'm using these on EOS adapters, because they're way cheaper, I also got them for free, so that's why I'm using these adapters. And now you can see this thing actually wobbles about a lot. See, I'm gonna show you why. And also this thing, if you look at it, yeah, let's put the gimbal over here. It's actually better to use a gimbal than a tripod, because in this way you can actually control how much it actually moves. Now it's stopping, so it's not gonna go any further than that. Yeah, but let's see. So this wobbles quite a lot. Let's see what happened to it. So this now has a wobbly mount, and its little screw on here also is wobbly, and actually pops out if you put this thing in M. See, actually has this like air gap, which is not very good. See, it's not very normal. You can actually push it back in. So from what I can see, the problem is with the lens itself being, let's show you this. Yeah, so being an M42 lens, it screws in and out, and it has these screws. Now let's go test if these screws actually work. So let's take my knife. My knife is on the table. Let me go take it. Yeah, so here's my knife. This is not very tight. This is also not very tight. This is also not very tight. You're gonna screw it in like this. So let's now take some screwdrivers. This thing is not broken, hopefully. Let's screw this lens in. And now your wobbly mount is pretty much solved. Next problem, a dented focus ring, filter ring. You cannot mend this, at least to what I know, without those special like ring tools, which I do not have. Then you have this, which is wobbling about. I can see the screw also wobbling about. As you can see with my knife test, this thing is not very tight. Let's see. So see, with that it's pretty tight, but it's not necessarily going in. So let's take the screwdriver and see how loose it is. It's pretty loose. Let's get a smaller one and screw this thing in. Maybe screw it up. Okay, this is not going well. Get screwed in. Now I can toggle these modes, and the lens will still flop bottom. I can screw this thing in up to this much, and now the lens, this thing does not flop about. See, so I've solved those two issues in less than a few minutes. Now this AM switch is operating normally and it's heated properly. It's no longer like flopping about essentially. Yeah, it's seated now. See, it's firm, nice, and does not have air gap. Next you have the scratches, which are not gonna go away unless you polish them, and I do not have any ideas on how to make polishing okay enough for me, because obviously polishing is gonna destroy your coating, and I'm not sure if I want to destroy this thing, because it is a lens with a perfectly working coating. You can probably see scratches if I move this thing about here. See, there you go, scratches. No funky, but it's only scratches. So then next thing I want to adjust the U is the focusing. So focusing is not very smooth. It actually like feels lighter on this bit than this bit. See, this you can mend with new grease, but to what I know, you have to remove the front bezel, which means that you have to remove this thing, which is not gonna come out. I've already tried this, yeah. That's the cleaning mark over here. That's because I slipped my tool while trying to open this with the dented filter ring. And I'm gonna try fix this thing one day, but let's see later, because this thing is very cheap. I'm not really into like fixing cheap stuff unless I really have to. So this thing is pretty pristine, and the aperture blades are, see, look at how they are. So these things are pretty dirty, not the best in condition, but they do work. They're not very noisy. And this needs to be cleaned. I can clean the back ones out, but not the front, because the front is sealed in essentially with this front ring. Let me go show you how you can easily take the back ring out. So I'm gonna use some minimal tools, not very much tools need for this thing, yeah. So remove the outer ring with your hands if you can. You don't even need one of these like spanners. Then let's focus on the lens. It's nice that my G7X actually has this like touchscreen, so you can actually touch what you want to focus on. Now you can see the aperture plates, that easy, see? So next thing I want to do is take some Q-tip, which in my case looks pretty disgusting, but it should work. Then all you need to do is just wet this guy by a little bit. Then you want to slop this thing around. If it doesn't work, then it's probably just rust, but then if it does work, then it is not rust. With this thing, I think it has grease on it, so let's take a new one, a clean one. Put some acetone on it. Let's clean this thing. And now as you can see, this thing looks way cleaner already. Let's wait until the last pass. See? That is way clearer than this. See? No more blotches and stuff like that. It's pretty clean. One more pass now. Okay. Let's open the aperture up. Close this thing down. Let's now blow the optics so it actually has no more. Okay, so you might see a pretty big difference in my tape right now, yeah? So I've already put the optics back in because my G7X decided to kill itself in front of me, and so I charged the battery up. Now I have this, which is the Helios 44 with the aperture plates clean enough, I'd say. Not perfect, but clean enough. Those black marks are probably like scratch marks, so they're not like marks on the like oil marks or something like that, yeah. So this thing's pretty cool, and I'd say this thing's done. So this thing, aperture works, the auto manual click works properly. Focus I'm gonna do one day once I finish the ring. You can actually leave it as is, but these things tend to like make some, see, metallic noise, and also like tend to like wobble a bit when their focus is a bit dry. Then next thing I want to show you is me mounting this thing on the camera. So I have this 6400 with this Yashica L, which is awesome essentially. Let me go unmount this guy from the EF adapter and go mount this guy. So here's it, pretty much done. And you can go turn this guy around, flip the screen up, turn it on, and essentially I'm ready to go. So let's focus this thing, and it does focus properly. So yeah, thank you for watching, hopefully you liked it, and peace out.